Hello there, community. In this video, we engineers will be sharing about the work we have done to make a greener and more sustainable classroom.
When we engineers worked on this project, we utilized the engineering design process, or EDP for short. In this process, we start with defining the issue, then ideation, prototyping, and testing. This process isn't strictly linear, and you can go back to certain steps of the process to further improve the product till it reaches its full potential.
There's an issue that plagues much of the classrooms around the world, which is a lack of sustainability and not being green. When we refer to green, we refer to how the classroom uses its learning materials, electricity, water, and its management of waste to provide a comfortable environment for students to learn while maintaining sustainability in the resources they have. Unfortunately, many schools aren't quite so green and generally don't use their resources well.
We hypothesized that if we were to design a classroom that's green and sustainable, then students would have a much better time learning.
The SDGs that this product concerns itself with are SDG number 7, Affordable and Clean Energy, SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, and SDG 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure.
The product that I've made is an extendable school desk. This product helps mitigate the issues of storage space and accommodating more students. See, there could be times where there are additional students in a classroom and there may not be enough tables to accommodate them. Having foldable tables in some sort of storage room in this case would be inefficient as they could take up a lot of space that would otherwise be used for more school supplies and materials. The desk looks like any old school desk, but it allows itself to extend to about the same width as the desk itself. Beneath the extendable table is a small foldable leg in order to support itself, so it doesn't cause the whole desk to fall to the ground. If there was one change I would have made to my extendable desk, I would have added a small drawer on the side of the desk so students could put any additional things they might be carrying, as well as a hole somewhere for cables to go through so students can charge their laptops comfortably.
For this term's project, I've decided to create a multifunctional chair. The chair's unique design emphasizes both the students' needs for comfort and storage during class time. Having incorporated storage in the design, students can store their items and belongings safely, including their bag and other items such as laptops, tablets, or many more. The chair can also serve a dual function as a standalone shelf. If you remove the backrest of the chair, it can be used as a storage box and can be stacked upon each other for more storage. One change that I made in my product would be to add an actual mechanism where you can remove and reattach the backrest so that you could effortlessly switch from being a chair to storage box.
Our product is designed and needs to be part of the solution. That is why, for this term, I'm making a classroom that won't need an AC. To do this, I put vents along the top and bottom part of the wall and also the roof. This will allow airflow to go into the classroom and keep the room cool. This will become a more sustainable option to cool down rooms without using an AC, and this will also help save energy. One change I would add to my product if I were to make it again would be to add filters in the vents, so all the unwanted dust and pollution in the air will not go into the classroom. This will also help better the air quality in the class.
Inspired by the existence of green schools all over the world, as well as the drive and urge to solve a lot of the SDGs, I have created a multi-purpose tool or mechanism in the form of a toilet that combines the aspects of both a toilet and a sink in order to save water. It would work the same way as a toilet would, and work the same way as a sink would, with the advantage of a sink being atop the toilet. This way, whenever someone would wash their hands, they would finish washing their hands and then flush the toilet in order to conserve the water, as the water from the sink would be stored in the tank of the toilet, where it would later be used to flush out the waste that has been disposed by the person. A general critique I would like to give my product, that being the toilet, is that I wish it was more efficient and included more utilities to conserve water. An example of this utility would be a bidet, using the same water that would later then be conserved inside of the tank for the flush purposes.
My product is a paper remaker. It was created with keeping paper waste to a minimum in mind. It is also manually powered so as to not waste electricity. The way it works is that you would put in water into the tank, then you would put paper through the shredder. Then you would turn the crank to shred it, because since it's manually powered, each component is going to have a crank or a lever. After the paper has been shredded into the water, you would mix it with the other crank below the first crank. Now, you'd have to wait to put in a lot of paper into the water until it's a good enough mixture to put into the mold and decal. You use this lever to let it out of the valve. This is a little container to pour the excess water into, since the mold and decal usually has a lot of holes in it, so you'd have to tap that onto the container so that the water pours out. Then you'd move this to the press, where you'd use the lever to push down the paper mixture into the mold. Then you'd have flat paper on the mold and decal, and you would have to dry it out onto a drying rack, which is not included in the machine. I think the product would be better at a smaller scale, at a torso length height, so that it would be easier to use, and because the tank itself would be smaller. The manual labor would be easier to manage. Other than that, I think a blending feature could be added, or a finer shredder to make the pulp more smooth.
My product is an electric bike. It's a bike that we put inside the class that can produce electricity. How it works is, when we use the bike, it will produce electricity that can be used for things inside the class that needs electricity, like light, AC, PC, stop contacts for chargers, and other things that needs electricity. I think to be able to improve my product and make it more efficient is to have storage for the electricity inside the electricity bike. So when all the objects inside the classroom already have enough electricity for a day, and we can still use the electric bike, and make the electricity goes to the storage. So when the class needs electricity again, just use it from the storage that we already prepared for the class.
We hope that you find our products innovative, and we'd like to thank you for your time.